What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Real Bodybuilding Podcast. This is episode number 141, and I'm here with the Indy Pro Champ, Blessing Awodibu. How are you, sir?
I'm doing great, man. What is going on, brother? Hey, thanks again for having me on this amazing podcast of yours. Hey, first of all, man, I like that T-shirt right there. My respect.
Oh, this one? Well, it's gotta represent, man. It's still
That's McCaffrey, man.
People forget. I try and make sure people don't forget, you know?
One of the best.
Were you friends with Dallas?
I never, you know what? I met him one time, 2016 Hornell Classic in Europe. He was out there to guest post.
Yeah.
That's my first time I ever met Mike Jensen as well.
Yeah.
I remember just watching this guy. And I saw him and Mike Jensen, they were sitting right at the front and my Jensen's wife.
Yeah.
And I was just looking at this guy. And I see how Mike Jensen was just handing him this drink, that drink. And I was trying to get Mike Jensen's attention.
Yeah.
But I couldn't because they were so busy with people. So I remember talking to my Jason's wife. I'm like, yo, what's Matt hitting this guy? He's a monster. I remember looking at dude was a superstar, man. You can't even get close to Dallas, bro.
Wasn't he in his prime? I think he was like 330 or something like that, or 320 in the offseason, but lean. Like
insane.
Yeah.
I was so amazed by this guy. I was just looking at him like I never seen anything like it before. Dude,
how does that thought process work for someone like you? Were you pro yet or at that time or no?
Oh no, I wasn't pro yet. I turned pro a year later.
Okay. When you see him, when you saw him, were you like, I'm going to be that big one day, or you're like, I'm never going to be that big?
No, I couldn't even think. I couldn't even get my head around the fact that dude was so huge.
I know.
You know, I couldn't make connection between me and him. Because like this guy, I was just looking at him like, yo, this guy's fucking alien or some shit, you know?
I know. It was nuts. I competed against him in the 2017 Arnold, and I remember just watching him backstage. Yeah.
Awesome dude too, bro. Like he was so nice to everybody.
Yeah.
He had time. He talked to all the fans except me. I wasn't quick enough, you know? And it was just so amazing just to watch him, you know, and how he was interacting with fans and him and Matt's wife. It was I look at them and say, wow, what a dream team. It was inspiring to see.
It's a lesson for a lot of people too, that you don't have to have a chip on your shoulder. You don't have to be like, you can still be big and be a superstar and still be extremely nice to everybody and welcome and inviting. Yeah.
You represented, man.
So listen, I want to talk about your year. And I know everybody knows, well, if you're watching and you don't know, Blessing just won the Indy Pro last week and beat some really big name guys. And I think we could say it was a huge redemption for you from last year, correct?
Hell yeah, man. That was what we were going for.
Yeah. So the question I want to ask you though, is I want to back way up to last year because I think we were supposed to do a podcast and then I kind of just let you be because I didn't know how things were going for you. So I want to ask you, after all the hype and all the eyeballs and everything, and then stepping on stage last year in New York and it not going your way, how did that feel for you? What were the days and weeks like after that show?
Oh, man. Going into that show, man, it was a lot of energy, you know, and I put a lot of work into that prep. I worked. Trust me, I actually worked a lot harder for that prep than I did this prep.
Yeah.
You know, because I wanted it so bad. And I knew I had what it takes. I knew I can.
Yeah.
I wasn't just talking shit. I knew I can, you know? And I think that's where the mistake kind of comes as well. So I overworked myself and it was a lot of mistake made, you know, unnecessary cardio was done, hours on that Stairmaster, you know what I mean? So it was a necessary mistake, you know?
Yeah.
And nobody was to blame for it. This is part of the journey, you know. This is part of. I'm so glad that I made that mistake last year because trust me, it made me so much hungrier, you know, for see what happened yesterday or
last weekend. I want to ask you though, because I remember asking you last year, because we did a podcast before the New York, and I remember asking you about, because you and Nick had a little rivalry going, and there was a lot of talk, and it was mostly for entertainment purposes and whatever, which it drew a ton of hype. But I remember asking you, I said, do you think the pressure is getting to you in any way? And you said to me, no, I love it. And now I see this prep, and there was a lot less negative hype. There was still a lot of hype. People still wanted to see you, and people were loving that your progress pictures were looking better and better. I remember seeing them coming up, and I'm like, Blessing's different this time. But do you think the pressure from the hype last year and the rivalry you had going caused any of the issue?
Bro, trust me, man. No pressure can ever get to me because, no. Honestly, though, I know where it came from, bro.
Okay.
People don't know what bodybuilding means for me. Bodybuilding fucking saved my life, bro. It's saved my family life.
Yeah.
Because when my mother, gave my big brother to a stranger, we got smuggled from Nigeria, Ireland to Dublin. I came from the poverty, the worst of the worst, like I'm sure I've talked about it many times. When you see them African kids, walking miles with a bucket of water, firewood, to from one place to another, that was me, bro. That was me. So I knew where it came from. And when I got the opportunity, when the Irish people took me in, and give me the opportunity to have education, I wanted to be the best at anything that I put my hands on. Even in school, I worked extremely hard because it was always about my parents. I have to pay back to them. I have to go home and take care of them. But when college didn't work out, and I discovered bodybuilding, after winning the junior nationals, the Arnold Classics Junior in 2013, I decided that's when I truly knew I got what it takes to be one of the best bodybuilders in the world. And I really, really do believe in it because work's in my blood. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I truly believe I can be one of the best to ever do it. So that motivation there, with all the pressure going into that show, it wasn't because of that. It was just, and the fact that, I didn't prep for, I didn't compete for like 4 years. So it's you kind of forget things, how, and then you're dealing with a new body and, a new coach. So, and like I overworked myself. I over dieted, things. So that's got nothing to do with, the pressure, I follow the plan and, it is what life happens, it is what it is.
Yeah. I didn't know that stuff about your past. I know you told me that you moved to Ireland and everything, but I didn't know that you were living in that type of poverty. Can you?
Hell yeah, bro.
Can you catch me up a bit on that? Like, so you had 2 parents, how many siblings, and how poor were you? Like,
I came from a very big family. I got 5 brothers and 1 sister, and bro, it's when you're in Africa, when you're poor, man. There's no class. It's poor and rich. And when you're poor, there is no way out. There's no any kinds of opportunities. You gotta, even though it doesn't matter how hard you fight. Plus we were living in a village. I didn't come from Lagos is the city. We came from far. In the jungle, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah, man, that's all that struggle, and when I got the opportunity, to actually, fight for something, I wasn't gonna let it go.
Yeah. Do you think that they call it immigrant mentality? Do you think that immigrant mentality of, moving to Ireland and having a chance is what made you successful? Because you're like, do you think I don't want to go back there? I don't want to end up like that again. And that's kind of what drives you?
Oh yeah. Like, if you ever been poor, and you get the opportunity to be rich, what it's like to be poor. You will never, ever want to go back.
Yeah.
Your mentality will be different. Like when I was growing up, with like no shoes, 5, 6 years old, like I'm on the farm, doing work with my dad, trying to find some food and maybe a piece of meat on somewhere so we can feed ourselves. So So that mentality and then being able to escape, that situations and coming into Ireland and seeing, wow, people actually have electricity. People got TV. People got a fridge in the house. They don't gotta, and then all these things. So it's like, wow, what a life, So I was just taking everything in, and every single opportunity, I would just holding and grabbing onto it,
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, things that we take for granted seems like we're all new to you. How old were you when that first hit? Like when you got to Ireland, how old were you?
I was 9 years old, man. No English, no nothing, bro.
Yeah. Wow, man. That must have been a hard adjustment.
Came in with a fake name, fake passport. And that's why, I will always be extremely grateful for the people of Ireland, the Irish people, the government could have sent us back, deported, but they took us in, they gave me the opportunity to have a little bit of education, to dream and become somebody, so I can.
Sorry, Blessing, that's a really inspiring story. And maybe I don't pay enough attention, but I don't hear you talk about this that much. Like when I think of Blessing, I think of funny, flashy, like really good, really like outward personality, but I don't ever think of these things that you're talking about. Is it something that you don't want to be identified with, or is it just something that you don't think is important to talk about, or why not tell people such a good story, such an inspiring story?
I actually, okay, I'm gonna be honest, right? So if a lot of my friends, right, I've been speaking about this now, I start to tell my story, I started telling my story last year, I don't know if you ever watched the podcast with myself and Kai Green.
I watched part of that. Yeah.
I literally, I throw everything out there. And I'm gonna be honest, growing up in Ireland, and as nice as Irish people are, there's shitty people everywhere, they make fun of you, they conjure your cancer name. So like, it's very hard to open up to people because then, that's all they see, the joke's gonna go from here to here. And so I hate a lot of my background, and I never, even on my friends now, like they come here after watching some of my interviews, and especially the one with Kai Green, like, yo, you never told us that, So everything we kept everything very quiet, and I realized like I can't go on like this because I'm up here for a reason. I'm up here to inspire kids. There are a lot of kids out there who doubt themselves.
Sure.
A lot of kids out there who just because of their background or because of the environment think they can never be shit.
Yeah.
It's not like that. It doesn't matter where you're from. Doesn't matter your background. It doesn't matter whether your dad was there or not. We all go through shit. It's on you to decide who you want to be and how you gonna do it.
Yeah, I mean, listen, you know what you're doing, but personally, I think it's amazing that you tell the story as much as you can, because sure, it leaves you vulnerable, and being vulnerable, it leaves gives the trolls some ammunition, but who cares? I mean, you may give the trolls some ammunition, but there's millions of people who are going to hear that and go, oh, I never knew that about, like myself, I'm listening, I'm going, I never knew this about Blessing. Like, this is a really, it's a valuable lesson for people to hear. So anyway, I think the first time I had you on the podcast, this is what I wanted. I wanted like the deeper version of who you were, because the funny stuff is cool. I mean, that's great. It's entertaining, but like, to me, this is the value that people can take. Like, yeah, you can be funny, you can be this, but also remember, like, this person wasn't always successful, didn't always have everything. That's a really important lesson for people to learn. So anyway, thanks for sharing that. But
and also, just sorry,
no, go ahead.
And I never got onto it.
No, go ahead.
Millions of things in my head, and you said, how I felt, coming up that loss, with everything that happened last year, we got the hype, and yeah. But last year was show. Last year was the very first time I dealt with depression in my life. Like I said, because of my background, where it came from, you're just naturally born. We're just tough, mentally.
Yeah.
Nothing can, because we've seen everything. I've seen kids laying there on the floor, no food, just fucking nothing.
Yeah.
So you're like, there's nothing out there that can, like, there's nothing worse than that.
Yeah.
So last year, with the hype and the energy, and And I always say to my you know, my wife here, Sarah, and Gaff, you know, my training partner, you know, and I always try to use the analogy, like, it's like, you know, when you have a grenade, you know, and you lit it on, and you know you're about to blow some shit up.
Yeah.
Some excitement shit about to happen.
Yeah.
So you lit up the grenade and you throw it, and you're all excited for this big bang.
Yeah.
You know, and then it goes,
and it fizzles out. Yeah.
Big disappointment.
Yeah. So
you know,
when you say you dealt with depression, was it like immediate? Was it like, you know, the minute you got off stage, you're like, man, I fucked that up? Or was it like something that came on in the weeks after? Or was it because of social media pressure? Or what drew it, and how hard was it for you?
It wasn't immediate, you know, and it came weeks on, you know, because you know, you know, me and Sarah, we just started living together now. We were like doing it was a lot of distance. She lived in Ireland and I live here, and my training partner as well, he traveled. So I'm always here by myself, you know.
Yeah.
So when they went back, you know, when my wife now, Sarah, when she went back, and then my training partner went back, I was by myself. And then I truly have time by myself to really think about what happened. And it was tough, bro. It was, I went 3 months without sleep. I'm talking without sleep. I couldn't sleep. I did all the tests. That's the first time I ever done the EKG test, stress test. Yeah. Got my blood work done. You know, I stopped bodybuilding completely. I was trying to figure out what's wrong with me. I couldn't connect. You know, then I started to speak with people out here, you know, my friends, you know, because I did I did all this, like the doctors tell them like that we don't know why you're not sleeping, because you're functioning, everything is perfect, your system is good, your blood is good. Yeah. You know, I became more open about it. And I started to talk to people, you know, and there's a guy here, one of my training partner, quitting, you know, and, you know, and the more I talk about it, and I start to come to realization that, you know, my head is not right here, you know, and I think I am facing depression, you know, because I couldn't stop thinking about how I disappointed myself, you know, how I disappointed the people that really cared about me, the people that are actually believe in me. I let them down, you know, so it was very hard for me to live for myself. Yeah. And I was in my head 24/7, especially when you have nobody around you to speak to, you know, and it was a tough time, bro. It was really, I didn't start getting better until, you know, my wife came back, and the more I spoke about it to her, and we started doing stuff, we started going out, and, you know, just, and then all of a sudden my sleeping problems stopped, you know, so I'm always just trying to, you know, spread this message out that anyone out there who's going through depression, it's okay. It's okay. It's part of life. It's part of the journey. Yeah. These are the things that it's going to make us who we are, you know. This is the thing that's going to give us that victorious story to tell, to inspire others and motivate others. Yeah. It's okay. Go through it. Deal with it. Head on, face on. Don't hide from it. Don't start drinking, smoking. None of that will take it away. You have to deal with it, face on. Talk about it with anybody, everybody. At least one person will care. Yeah. You know, speak to the people you love. Spend times with your loved ones. These are the things that's going to help us overcome, you know, this thing, because this is real out here, bro.
No, I know. And we actually talk about that quite a bit on the podcast, like whether it's me and the guys, or, you know, like me and a guest like yourself. I try and talk about these things all the time, because I think a lot of people deal with some type of depression, whether it's situational or chemical. And I always tell people the worst thing you can do is, one, not talk to anybody about it, and two, start avoiding your daily routine. So I always tell people, make sure you're talking to somebody, make sure you're still doing the daily things you do, like go to the gym or whatever. But how long when you were keeping it quiet, how long did you keep it quiet for? And when you were keeping it quiet, was it something that you were just stuffing down low, or were you thinking about it and trying to process it?
You know, I was trying to process it because I couldn't really, when people were talking about mental health and all that shit, depression, I couldn't really, I'm like, yo, just get out of that shit, man. That's your choice. Just decide and move on. You know?
That's right. Yeah.
And of course, you know, based on my background and, you know, all that, so it took me a long time to really recognize what was going on, because it's like I'm in my head 24/7, and I'm like, yo, I gotta. It started with the sleeping problem, When I sleep, I started speaking with people like I'm not sleeping, bro. I tried first time I ever smoked weed, bro.
Didn't work.
Yeah, bro. I tried all kinds of weed, I even got there's a doctor out here, Dr. Schneider, works for RedCon as well. Yeah, shout out to him. He was able to give me a medical marijuana card. I didn't even know what that was. So I was able to. I got that card. I thought, shit, this is gonna fix my problem. I went out to the dispenser, whatever. I got all kinds of shit. They told me get this, the bet, None of that shit works. So you just
Did you? I have to ask though. Did you enjoy smoking weed, or were you like, fuck this? It's not helping me sleep.
No,
I don't
bro,
like it.
Bro. Okay, I started off just slowly.
Yeah.
Puff here and there.
Yeah.
I felt nothing. I'm like, you know what? Fuck, I'm gonna smoke a whole joint. The first time I did, bro, I had the worst day of my life.
Oh no.
I couldn't train. I felt groggy as hell.
Yeah.
Bro, it was bad. I was like,
I can't do it. I can't do it either. I don't know how people do it.
Yeah.
I got a bunch of friends that smoke all the time, and I just can't do it myself. But okay, so moving on, you were able to deal with it eventually with help of your friends and family and doctors, which is good. Did you ever, last question about the depression portion, did you ever take any medication, or was it just talking helped you enough? If you don't mind me asking, if you don't want to say, you don't have to.
No, I never took any medication, and because the doctor couldn't find anything, they're like,
but they didn't give you like an antidepressant, recommend an antidepressant or anything like that.
They didn't. Because how can it's like they don't even know what's going on. It's up to me to figure it out. Because they were just dealing with they were trying to fix my sleeping problem.
The physical issues,
Yeah, bro. I got this, the Malgar, the stuff that prevents you from snoring. Shit. Because, I've got a little bit of, what do you call it?
Sleep apnea.
Sleep apnea, yes.
Yeah.
Whenever I'm like 280 to like
heavier.
300,
bro,
it's awful. Yo, advice to all you bodybuilders out there, bro. You ain't got to be 300, bro. To put on lean muscle mass. It's so dangerous.
Yeah.
Big numbers, bodybuilding is not about that. It's about staying healthy. 300, bro, that is not good for nobody.
Yeah.
Whenever I'm around that number, I could never sleep. Snoring like crazy and my sleep apnea.
Did you get it?
I got it. I got the machine because Kai Green told me a crazy story.
Yeah.
It's not funny. It's like a really sad story about one of his friends, that, they told him like, look, listen, you got sleep apnea, you got to get this fixed, you got to get that fixed. He never fixed the problem. Yeah. This guy ended up having like a heart attack or some shit. No.
Yeah.
So I'm like, the day Kai told me that story, I went on, what's the website they use out here?
Amazon? Not Amazon.
No, it's like another one where you can just pick it up at someone's house.
Okay.
So I was able to Google it, and I found someone just like an hour away, like $300. Used one. So I got that shit. I thought this is it right here.
Why didn't you just buy a new one? You can't buy new ones there?
It's very hard. You got to go through a doctor. You
got to do all the process. Yeah.
And to be honest, I did a sleeping test.
Yeah.
But in-house though, I did it to give me some sort of a.
Yeah. You put it on.
I was able to put it. I was able to do it myself. They got to restart. They said, okay, you need sleep apnea. So I was able to get a machine secondhand. And bro, after it made my sleeping worse.
Did it?
Because it was just uncomfortable, bro. Like I was like, and I'm like, this is not me. This is not me. It doesn't feel like I didn't feel like myself. Yeah. I didn't feel like I'm the guy that needs to be strapped up in a machine to go to sleep. No. Yeah. I just need to find a healthier way of doing this.
But it's not, I don't know if it's necessarily about, well, it is about healthy, but the bigger you get, you probably will need it. Cause like, honestly,
when I'm at 280, bro.
I know, but have you tried to actually measure, and I'm not trying to talk you into it just because I use one, right? And I hate it too. Like I go through, there'll be like weeks at a time where I can't wear it. I'm like, this is bothering me so much. But then I remember that it's good for your blood pressure. It's good for this, good for that. Yeah. So I try and wear it, and I'll go through like a couple weeks where I can like wear it and then I haven't been consistent though, but
I did it for a month and I struggled with it. Then I started to drop weight, I dropped down to like 280 and I started to feel better, sleeping started to get better. Because like, my Sarah tells me like, she's the one that discovered that I got sleep apnea. And now Shier was like, yo, you fucking sleep like a baby.
Yeah. Well, at least you have it if you ever need it again, but
I do have it. Yes.
All right. So who was your coach last year? And when you got back to work, when you finally like figured out the depression and you're like, I'm going to get back to work, did you still work with that coach or did you start off on your own at that point?
So last year's prep was done with Chad, and Chad, awesome guy, great coach.
Yeah.
He is family man. I love that man. He's always there. He's super nice, but how everyone's different,
Sure.
like what worked for this guy, don't work for it's all about finding the right. It's not really like that person doesn't work, it means a bad person or whatever.
Of course.
It's about finding the right person, the right coach. You understand you. And that's the difference between me and George. From the get-go, we like, it's like it felt like it's impossible, His energy, his positivity.
Sure.
And the fact that he's all about that, being healthy, and bro, that's I'm like, yo, this is like it's like a perfect puzzle.
So did that happen right away or did you train on your own for a little while?
So I actually hit up Abdullah, So I did the off season. I got a good shout to Abdullah as well. We had a great off season together. And to be honest, we were supposed to finish the prep together. And because of traveling at the end of the off season, I was supposed to go to Kuwait. I was supposed to meet in Dubai. And so there was a lot of traveling problems. There was a lot of communication problems. And bro, it's like people don't know how much I love bodybuilding and how much I take this shit serious. Like when I feel like somebody's kind of like playing with my time, I'm like, hey, bro, we gotta go. So I'm like, yo, I gotta stop my prep. And it was just a lot of, I'm like, you know what? I think, then I call Abdullah, we talk about it, you understand, Abdullah's cool, and the guy that was in Dubai, Aziz, whatever. Protein House Dubai, shout out to Protein House Dubai. One of the best meal prep places in Dubai. He owns that restaurant out there, and he was the one that linked me with George.
Okay.
And George, it's funny because George was like, you know what? I've been waiting for this day for a long time.
So you guys started together. So before I get into George, so you work with Abdullah in the off season. You put on good size this year, though.
Oh yeah, but the problem, right? The problem. That off season, it's like I had to work backwards. Yeah. Remember that prep? People didn't realize how much muscle mass I lost.
Yeah, you shrank. Yeah.
Bro, if I had George last prep, bro, if you guys would have get what you guys were waiting for, the battle between me and Nick at New York Pro.
Yeah.
100%, you guys would have get that. But people didn't realize how much muscle mass that I lost. So at the start of that off season, we had to like walk backwards to gain back all what was lost. Then make some new progress. How it is.
Yeah. So if you had such a good off season, I know you had some communication issues, but was it just like it didn't work out with Abdullah because you're like, I just want to do something different, or just the communication wasn't there? Because it seems like you had such a good off season. In my mind, I would think, well, I'm just going to keep on rolling. So not to harp on the coach thing. I don't want to put you in a bad spot. I just most people would be like, well, why don't you just stay with that guy if you did so much good work? Or was it just because you met George and it just felt right?
For me, it's a lot more than just building muscle for me. Okay. It's a lot deeper than that for me. Sure. And the connection with me and George and our similarities and it's just it's like I felt like we were put on this journey together to change lives and to
Yeah.
inspire people,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
And it just felt right, you know? And George, you already know, check George's resume, man. This is a guy that whooped cancer's ass.
Yeah.
They wrote George off, bro, because he was sick for 3 years, you know? And on top of that, he's still loving everybody. He's still helping everybody. George helps so many top bodybuilders every goddamn day. And I feel like everyone just used George, you know?
Yeah.
And they toss him to the side. He never get credit for, because he's low-key helping a lot of guys like you guys don't know.
So let me ask you this though, and I'm just playing devil's advocate here. So please, anybody watching, don't take this the wrong way. I think part of the reason George doesn't get the credit he deserves is because he works with guys who are already at the very top of the game, right? So I know George has worked with Kai. I know George has worked with Branch. I know he's worked with Dexter. I know, and these are all obviously icons, legends of the sport.
Yes, sir.
But I think because they're legends, like when George started working with Branch was already winning. George made him better, but Branch was already great. So I think when that kind of thing happens, people don't give the coach the type of credit they deserve, because same thing with Dexter. When George started working with Dexter was already great. And then George made him better. So I feel like that's the only reason that George doesn't get the credit he deserves. It's most of his top athletes were already on a level when he grabbed it. You know what I'm saying? You're more a better example, to be honest, because nobody had seen what you could do yet.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden you and George work together and you get this like, wow, right? You get this wow. So that to me is actually more impressive. So anyway, I don't know if that's how other people feel.
Makes a lot of sense, bro.
I'm just speculating that could be one of the reasons. But anyway, so you get into your prep. You mentioned that George is really healthy. Is there something he did in the prep that felt healthier to you than previous preps, or something that you didn't think other guys were doing that made him like a healthier coach to work with?
Everything, bro. Everything.
Like what? Like give me some examples.
Let me go check my list. He sent me a list. I look at the list. I look at my training partner. I'm like, yo, why do we got 3 things instead of 25?
That's a bit, yeah.
He said, I don't know. It's the guru. I'm like, can I trust this guy?
But I was gonna ask you that though. When you saw that, were you like,
he said, I don't know, bro. We just gotta wait and see.
Yeah.
So the first week, the second week, I'm like, bro, I'm flat.
Yeah.
Bro, I'm flat. I'm setting my weight. I'm like, yo, I'm losing weight too fast.
Yeah.
He said, bro, stop telling me your weight and stop telling me you're flat. You're confusing me, Boogie.
Really? Eh? That's awesome. I want to show people if you live under a rock or if you don't follow bodybuilding super closely, I want to show this is Blessing's Instagram page. Not that he needs help getting any more followers. Got 1.8 million followers. Blessing.
Yeah, follow the Boogie, man.
Blessing _ Awodibu. It's AWODIBU for those listening on audio. But I want to go back a little bit because I started to see your progress photos.
You like ass, bro? You
Sorry?
see that booty? You see that booty?
I did. We'll get to that. Don't worry. Don't worry. I didn't miss it. So I think, I don't know, how far are we out here? I don't know how far we out are. This is 17 weeks ago, so it's still probably off season.
Yeah, early.
Yeah. But even off season, like I started to see this. You know, we would talk about it on the podcast, and I'm like, Blessing looks different. Blessing looks like he's filling out. Blessing's back looks better. Like would notice like little things, like your legs look fuller and everything. So I kind of saw this coming. Like, I'm not saying I saw you coming like that you were going to win, but I saw the change. I saw the changes. And then like week by week, you would post these progress photos. Like this is you at 297 pounds. That's a really...
You know why I posted that picture? Because people are always talking about my leg.
Your legs look great here. Yeah.
Let me give them something.
Yeah, no, I mean,
guess what? People still talk shit.
Well, of course they do. That's what people do, man.
I'm like, you know what? I'm not gonna post any more progress picture because it doesn't matter how good I look, how good I think I look. People will talk shit based on my performance last year.
Yeah, you're 100% right. But I mean, this is like a really good 300 pound. This is 283 here, but this is 283.
Yeah.
That's a really clean 283, man. So how tall are you, Blessing?
I think I'm 5'9", 5'10", and some change, you know?
Yeah. I mean, so I started to see these coming and I'm like, okay, something's different. And it just looked better and better as the weeks went on. So you're telling me the main difference that you noticed was less of a stack.
Oh, yes. You know, I feel, bro, it's like, if you look at my body, right?
Yeah.
First and foremost, if you look at this paper, look at my face. I like that one too. If you look at my face, at the end of this prep and last year's prep, you can see how healthy I look, bro.
Yeah.
My muscle look healthy. I feel healthy.
Yeah.
Throughout the prep, I was staying full and hard. We did not lose the hardness one time. Even most of the time that I think I was flat, I was still really, really hard looking.
Yeah, this is really good, man. 9 days out. It's impressive. So
we never cheated. And that's one of the other things, you know. George hates junk foods, bro. He does. I'm like, bro, please, can we have some burgers, bro? He's like, no, bro. We can't eat no burger.
Are you serious? So you didn't do
bro.
You didn't do any cheat meals the whole prep? No cheat meals?
Bro. We capped up, bro. Like over 1,000 grams of carbs.
Yeah.
All clean motherfucking food, bro.
How angry
That's
were you?
A lot of food.
How angry were you though, not having any cheats?
You know, I wasn't angry, but no, I wasn't angry because, you know, after bro, it's like, yo, I told him like, yo, bro, please don't mind me, bro. I've had some experience and it's very hard for me to trust anybody. Yeah. So I'm going to ask a lot of questions. Yeah. And if I'm unsure about shit, I'm going to call you out and we're going to talk about it. And if we're not going to talk about it, I'll tell you to.
That's a good thing though, man. That's awesome. So wait a minute. So
you know, I started trusting George. Trusting George.
That's what I was going to ask you.
6 weeks out.
So it took you that long, eh?
That's when I started weighing myself because I was comparing every data from last year to this year. Every number, what I weigh, what I look like at this number to this number, what I was eating this number to this number, what I was taking here and what I was taking here, you know?
So it took you, so you started your prep at what, 12 weeks out, 14 weeks?
About 12 weeks out.
So it took you 6-7 weeks of fucking doubting him before you finally like.
Yeah, you know, I was very lippy. You know, I was very lippy with him. You know.
Yeah. Fuck your boy.
I'm like, from here, I think George is the man. Whatever you say, brother. If you say eat shit, guess what, master? I'll eat shit.
Yeah. I mean, it takes that though. Like I remember I worked with John. Fuck, I doubted John all the way to the very last week. The first show we did together was the Orlando Europa. And even to all the way up to the very last week, he was like, this is how we're going to carb up. We're not going to eat very many carbs. We're just going to walk on stage. And I'm like, I call my wife. I'm like, I think this guy's crazy. Like, he's not going to carb me up. What the fuck? But I decided to listen to him anyway. And then when I won, I was like, okay, he's the fucking man. He knows what he's doing.
That's the way it is. That's the way you got to be. You know, you can't let your guard down. Doesn't matter who. You know, you got to protect yourself. You know, because again, nobody knows your body better than you do. And once you find that right person and you're able to communicate and work together, it's the best. Communication
is a big thing too. I'm glad you said that also. If you can't, and this goes out to all the young guys who are watching who have coaches that maybe aren't George Farah or aren't Hani, or you're working with a new coach. If you can't talk to them and they can't explain what they're doing and why they're doing it, then that's a huge red flag. If anybody who's going to coach you should be able to explain why they're feeding you something, why they're giving you something to take, blah, blah. And you should be able to ask as many questions as you want, as long as you're not being annoying.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Especially, you know, I want to any amateurs out there, you know, and if you're working with a top coach, just because they have guys in the Olympia and you paying them top dollars and you're not getting the communication, bro, you gotta balance, you know? Yeah. It's not about, bro, it's just gotta be smart.
Yeah.
I don't want to say too much.
So the show rolls around and you're hearing people's picks and you're not a favorite to win.
Oh, that's funny. Because guess what? Somebody sent me a link to one of your podcasts.
Fuck off. I said to you when I messaged you about this podcast, I said, look, I didn't think
didn't watch it. I didn't have time to watch it, but I was given a couple of names.
I always admit when I'm wrong. Okay. I wholeheartedly admit. I think I had you, I have the paper here. I think I had you in fourth or something.
But it's okay though. You know, I can't blame anybody for counting me out. Look, listen, you see the way I showed up last year?
But I didn't count you out. Can I explain? But wait a minute. This wasn't about last year because I actually knew you were going to be better. This is why I picked you fourth. Justin was eighth at the Olympia, third or fourth at the Arnold. No, third. Second, I think in Boston.
Boston Pro, yes.
So I thought to myself, there was two things I thought. I thought Justin might be fading because he's competed a lot this year. But if he doesn't, I think he can win. Then Charles had learned to do the vacuum and he was looking better and thicker. And I'm like, okay, Charles might be good. And then Ron Gordon's pictures actually blew me away. I don't even know where he ended up placing. RPG. I don't know where he ended up placing in.
Oh, yeah. I saw him too.
Where did he end up placing at your show?
I'm not sure.
Outside the top 5, I think.
Outside the top 5.
Yeah. So I think I had you fourth after him. So I apologize for not picking you first.
You don't, bro.
But I
gotta apologize.
But I had good reason. It wasn't just like I was hating.
Everybody got the right to their own opinion, bro.
Yeah. So, but no, I don't think anybody got it right though, man. And I honestly don't think anybody saw you.
And bro, you know, that's what makes it so beautiful, bro. Like honestly though. Like,
I know, I can see it.
Like,
yeah.
It felt like I set everybody up.
you hustled everyone.
It's like I'm like Mr. Mac, you know, I can read the future. I'm like, you know what, I got a plan, you know. I'm gonna show up to this game like I ain't got shit.
Yeah.
I'm gonna let everybody doubt the boogeyman. And guess what? In the following year,
I'm gonna fuck everybody up. Yeah.
What I did.
so this was you last weekend. That's a really, really good package.
Yeah, bro. Thank you, man. See, I was looking there. I was like, yo, fuck, is that me? Is that boogeyman?
So let me ask you this. When you look at your physique, what is it that you think you need to work on? So actually, let me ask you a better question. So now you've qualified for the Olympia.
Well, say it again. Say it again, bro. Say that again.
Blessing is going to the Olympia.
We go to Vegas.
So where newfound confidence, newfound physique, where do you think realistically you can place at the Olympia? Will you be in the top 10? Will you be in the top 15? Where top 5? Where do you think you'll be?
I'm gonna be honest, right? You know, I said it late going into this year's season. All I gotta do is be on my best. Me on my best is very dangerous because my physique is so different from anyone's out there.
Yeah, you
know, and thanks to God and my parents. You know, genetics is there, you know, smart waist, smart joint, and a lot of things that I see people talking about is like, look at the size of Blessing's wrist. You know, look at it. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
my joints are so skinny.
Actually, it's funny. I want to show people that's hilarious.
My knee is, when you look at my knee, right?
Look at this.
You're like, what the heck is that? Look at my knee, bro.
This doesn't even look like it can hold you up.
I got like the most fucked up knees in the game, bro. Look how skinny those things are.
Yeah.
Those are the things that had illusions to my physique, you know?
Yeah.
My waist, my quads appears bigger than they actually are. The separations, you know, the shape, the flow. So going into Olympia is going to be very, very interesting. And I know all the guys from top 10 down, they are worried because nobody wants to be beaten by Instagram bodybuilder. The clown. They call me the clown.
Yeah.
I might show up as a clown at the Olympia.
So,
you know, nobody wants to be beaten by me. So I think I am dangerous.
Yeah. I wonder though. I mean, you just beat Justin. Justin was eighth last year, I think. Does that put you in the same lineup with an Iain, with a William Bonac, with a, you know, do you stand with Nick? Like, how do you feel if this physique had showed up last year? Do you think Nick still would have won?
I'll smoke Nick. If that physique showed up last year, I'll smoke Nick.
No, you think so?
Oh, Nick is gonna be like, oh, this motherfucker's starting again.
You're starting shit again.
I know.
I'm gonna title this fucking podcast that. You know that, right?
Look, ain't no disrespect, man. I love all the guys. yo, I respect every single one of those guys, every pro bodybuilders out there, even the amateurs. I respect every single one of them because I know what it takes to get in shape. I know what we all have to sacrifice to get to where we are.
Yeah.
And bro, it's very little return in this sport.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Our sport is extremely dangerous. So every single one of those guys, I respect them, you know? And yeah, man, it's just it's a competition.
Yeah.
You know?
Do I have your permission to title this I Can Smoke Him?
Yeah, you can. Sure, he's gonna watch it like look, you can title anywhere you want, but yeah, I forgot what I was saying, but
so listen, what's the plan now? Right now you're gonna take it easy for a little bit, and then you're gonna get into a little bit of an off season because you still have time, obviously, all the way till December. The show's not till December, so you're probably gonna start dieting till September. So you probably have 2 or 3 months of growing, or what's your plan right now?
So right now, you know, we got New York in a few days. You know that?
Oh, you're doing New York.
Yeah, you forget?
I didn't fucking know.
Will I not be stupid not to do New York?
Yes, you would.
Hell yeah.
So New York
right now,
yeah.
Nick call himself the king of New York. But guess what? He's a fake of king of New York. Because when he won New York Pro, that was in Tampa, wasn't it?
Oh, shit.
Now, New York Pro is in his own hometown, baby.
So you're going to, so who else is going to be in New York? The same guys from?
Same people.
Yeah.
Same amazing bodybuilders.
Anybody else added to that you know of?
No. There's a guy from Europe called Peter Klanka. I know.
Yeah, Clancy. I think he's from Croatia.
That guy's a beast.
Yeah, he's big. I don't know if he's going to be in the condition he needs to be in to beat you, but he is definitely dangerous.
Yeah, you never know until they show up, you know. So yeah, we got New York in a few days. That's going to be a hell of a show. I want everyone to tune in, watch the live. You're going to begin all kinds of action from the boogeyman. I'm going to be talking shit on stage. And yeah, man, it's going to be a hell of a show. And right after that, I think I've got some time. I'm going to take some time off, you know, let my body rest and clean out my body, you know, stay healthy.
Yeah.
And I think with George, I got 3 months off season with him. And then we're going to do like maybe eight weeks of prep. Because, you know, the goal right now, going into the off season right now, you would not see me around 300, bro.
You would not.
You would not.
Yeah.
And especially, I can't perform, you know, like I've got a really horrible knee.
Yeah.
So whenever I'm like 295, 290, bro, the pain, squatting becomes a problem. Hack squat becomes a problem.
Yeah.
And right now, I feel so healthy. I feel so good. I can move. My knees don't hurt.
Yeah.
My training is like fucking up there, you know? So that, I can make all the necessary progress that is needed to be able to be enough at the Olympia. And you asked me, you said, what do I need to work on? Everything, bro. It's like,
is there a muscle that you see more than others or areas?
Probably my hamstring for sure. Hamstrings, glutes, quads. And the problem with me and the rest of the guys is like every ounce of muscle that I had onto my frame is fucking dangerous because I don't need a lot of muscle to look crazy on stage.
It's true.
Like we're talking about the illusions, the smart waist, the smart joint. Yeah. So I ain't got to do anything crazy. I just got to keep training the way I've been doing, you know, and just like improve my lower body overall, you know.
I like this new blessing. You seem different. You seem more still fun.
Don't keep your guards down, bro.
No. No,
Boogeyman is nasty.
No, I know, but I'm just saying you seem like you're still the same fun blessing, but there's a serious side that is here now that wasn't there before.
Yeah.
Or at least you weren't showing it. You weren't showing it. Now, now I feel like you're showing it.
You know, like I've always, bro, I love all the true bodybuilding fans, you know. I even though like the one that don't support me, I respect every single one of them and I love them all because without them, there won't be a guy like myself. There won't be a guy like Iain Valliere. There won't be a guy like, you know,
Nick.
William Bonach, Nick, all those guys.
Yeah.
Because the fans are everything, you know, and my brain, prep brain, bro, prep brain.
You lost your train of thought.
Prep brain. Oh yes. because the way I came on the scene, right? I came on as, the joking guy, the bro. In the world of social media, it is very hard. It's very hard to reinvent yourself.
Yeah.
Once you're known as a personality,
yeah,
it is so hard to change.
100%.
Like if you look into the Hollywood, like let's speak let's say who's the top action guy in John Wick, the John Wick.
Yeah.
Now
Keanu Reeves.
Now imagine Keanu Reeves trying to be funny.
Yeah, I get what you mean.
Nobody will watch it.
Yeah, I got you.
He's known as like so everyone, I'm known as, I'm seen as, the joking guy, the guy said, but it's not that I hate it, I love it, but I don't want to just be seen as that. I want them to see my love for bodybuilding, that all I care about is bodybuilding. I love this sport, and I'll do whatever it takes to make this sport look beautiful and cool.
Yeah.
And me showing up like that, the way I did, it's like, oh yeah, we know he's you know what I mean? And I'm just trying to like prove to them, like, look, listen, bodybuilding is my life, and I got what it takes to be the best.
Yeah.
I'm not just all that video stuff. All the extra stuff that I do, I'm literally doing it for the fans, to entertain them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, and I'm glad that, we're finally here. I'm known as a professional bodybuilder now. Huh.
Yeah. Remember when our first podcast, when we talked, one of your main objectives back then was to teach people that, or show people that, if you're bodybuilding, you don't have to just sit and eat your chicken and rice and not leave the house and blah, blah, blah. That was one of your main objectives when we first spoke.
Hell yeah, still is.
And I know, right? But what I was going to say is, it makes it more valuable now that you've shown the other side.
Hell yeah.
Because if you tell everybody you can do whatever you want and you can have fun, but then you don't show up looking great,
yes,
then people are like, well, that message doesn't mean anything.
Yep.
But now you can say, look, I still had fun. I still shot video. And I fucking worked my ass off at the same time.
Yep. And that's why it hurt me so much.
Yeah.
Of the way he handled last year. But,
Yeah. So this message is much more powerful, because now you're like, now it resonates with people. Oh, look, you can still have fun and look awesome.
Hell yeah.
So yeah, that's
because we have so many young, social media is all fitness.
Yeah.
And we have so many young kids picking up the way you want to go to the gym, want to be cool, and they're seeing us, they're watching us, So how can we make this thing look cool as hell?
Sure.
How did McGregor make UFC look cool as fuck?
Yeah. I got
by him being him and being entertaining as fuck. Everybody want to watch him.
But also winning. Like the two.
Of course, you have to win, because everybody follows success.
That's right.
Everybody's attracted to that thing, because of course people take inspiration for it because they feel like they can do it too.
Sure.
You know what I mean? All this is the watches, so we gotta make this sport look beautiful, especially with all the crazy stuff that's happening right now, And that's why I said, me and George, we are put on this scene for a reason, to preach the healthy side of bodybuilding, that you can be amazing bodybuilder while still being extremely healthy,
Maybe I need to get George on the podcast too, so I can kind of
George is
delve into the details of it.
He's the man, bro.
So I want to ask you, when you win a show like this, and if you potentially win New York this weekend coming up,
don't gas me.
What's that?
Don't gas me.
Okay. Just let me ask my question. So, does contract talks come into play? Because I've heard some rumors about you and RedCon. I'm not sure if your contract is up or if you're leaving, if you're staying. So I know as a bodybuilder, when shows roll in, you're planning your shows, you're planning on winning or planning on placing, you're also thinking, this raises my stock and I can ask for a little bit more on a contract, blah, 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 blah. So does that come into mind when you're winning these shows? Like, do you also think like, hey, this is also my career that I got to think about?
I'm feeling a little emotional right now, because there's one person that I wish, he's around, to witness all these. And, he's a lot of people talk shit about this person, but I don't think him as a good man.
You okay, man? What is it that's making you emotional about this right now? Obviously, because he's not around, but to watch.
Because he gave me an opportunity to come to USA, you know?
Yeah.
And he believed in me, you know? He's one of the...
Yeah, I don't think people understand that when someone gives you a contract, that's what that means.
It was always a dream of mine to live in the USA, you know? And when my first company and first sponsor, when they messed me up in Europe, you know, I thought because I had a pre-workout. I was with this company for 5 years, and I came up with the Boogeyman name, and I market the hell out of the Boogeyman. Boogeyman became very big in Europe, and we launched a pre-workout with them, and then they cheated me out of it by stealing my trademark. And you know, it was a hard time, man. Because they were my main source of income, you know, and they thought they can bully me into a shit contract. And myself and Sarah, you know, my wife, we had to make a very crazy decision that we were going to walk away from them, you know.
Yeah.
Knowing that there's no one out there there was no money coming in, there was nothing, and I just got my pro card, and my shit just started blowing up, and you know, and then the last bit of money that we had left, you know, we said we're gonna go to the Olympia. We went to the Olympia first time ever, you know, and I remember I didn't know what RedCon is, I didn't know who Aaron was, and I remember walking past their RedCon boots. And the first person I saw there, and I said, yo, I'm a big fan of the brand, you know? And it happens that person was Aaron Singerman. So when we went back home, it was crazy because I got an email from Aaron, and he said, we're interested in working with you, you know?
Yeah.
We were so excited, man, you know? And that's all, the contract was good. And he said, you want to come out to Florida and meet the team? I came out to Florida, met the team, awesome people. And I'm like, yo, I love this place, man. He said, would you like to move? I said, hell yeah. He sponsored my visa, everything, man, you know? Because it's not easy when you're moving from one country to another.
Yeah.
Bro, I came from Africa, bro. My background, we had nothing. It ain't getting opportunity to live in USA, you know? So he believed in me, man. One of the only person. And 2020, it's funny. And he was always telling me, look, he goes, listen, I don't ever want you to leave RedCon. I want you to spend all your career in RedCon. And I'm not the type of guy that jump from one brand to another, you know, like since out of my career, I've only been with 2 companies, you know?
Yeah.
Which is, you know, it's a good record for, you know, you know all this, you know?
Yeah, of course.
And I told him, I will never leave RedCon, and I promised him I'll win him the Olympia. I truly believe in it. I really did mean it, because Aaron wanted a superstar, you know, and he's helped a lot of bodybuilders. Aaron loved bodybuilding, bro. He's always at every shows. He wanted a superstar. He wanted somebody that's winning. He wants to be up there because he sponsored all these shows. He spent tons of cash in all these shows. Yeah. You know, and I promised him, I said, look, listen, just be patient with me. And he was extremely patient, bro. Like 3 years, I didn't do nothing. I didn't compete. He didn't force me to compete. Yeah. You know, and last year I showed up the way I did, and he still kept me on, you know, he still kept me on. And, you know, things happens, you know, and you have to go away for a while, you know. Mm-hmm. 6 weeks out, I was fired from RedCon.
Really?
Yeah. He broke my heart.
Did he fire you?
No.
Oh, he had already went away.
I mean, Aaron was not around, you know?
Yeah.
6 weeks out, you know, I I mean, I was getting ready for a show, man, you know?
Yeah.
And they gave me 2 weeks. I'm like, yo, what you guys want me to do, man? I'm like, I can't stay in USA, man, without, you know, that means I have to go back to Ireland. And I called them back. And I said, can they just give me 3 months?
Yeah.
Just talk to my lawyer, you know, so we can, at least I can stay in the country legally, you know, so I can, you know, move my visa around.
Yeah.
My apartment's on RedCon as well, you know. 2 weeks is not enough, man, you know.
Of course, yeah, yeah.
And, you know, the guys in there being nice, you know, and I was very grateful that they gave me the extra time, you know. So I was very happy with that, you know. I rang Rui as a, you know, I told him, you know, thank you so much, and thanks to the guys in there for giving that extra time. And it is what it is. I love RedCon 1, but you know, time, you know, things change, you know, and life's a journey, you know. It's like you meet people, you know, that's supposed to be in your life for a reason, and they're there for a reason. But you know, the journey continues. You know, some people are going to be in your life for a bit of time, and that's their job done, and you got to level up to a whole nother level, you know.
Yeah. So can I ask you, did they give you a reason why you were letting you go, or did they just say we're changing? Because I heard that they're changing their entire style from bodybuilding to something else.
You know, they're changing directions, and you know, I don't want to be asking any question. You know, I respect their decisions. And,
yeah, of course. Yeah, I'm just wondering if they.
I was very thankful for the opportunity and the time.
Yeah.
You know, I just wish, you know, Aaron was. I wish Aaron was around. You know what? I had a plan. I said, I'm gonna win Indy Pro, right? And I'm gonna leave my trophy at Aaron's office, and he's gonna come home to see it.
Yeah, yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And but that's life, you know. And yeah, so this is my May's my last night with RedCon 1, and I'm free, you know, and you know, anyone can send in all the applications to my team. You know, we're taking applications. You know, if you're trying to take your business to a whole nother level with the boogeyman,
are you gonna...
we can help you. Tell them, Fouad. Tell them we can help them.
Tell them. I'm not fucking telling anybody. Maybe I'll take you.
But the price gotta be right. The price gotta be right. Because guess what? Yesterday's price is not to this price.
I should have fucking asked you like a month ago. Fuck.
Isn't that funny? Well, yes, to this price is not to this price.
I know that. Fuck, it's true. And
Indy Pro 2021 price is not Indy Pro 2022 price.
Yeah. And next week's price is going to be different than this fucking week's price.
Oh, price is going to go up next week. It's like a stock market.
But
you're investing in stock as well.
Careful, because if you lose, then your price might go down.
No, it's not going down. It ain't going anywhere.
Okay.
The boogeyman's here to stay.
Let me ask you. I want you to, and you don't have to say a number, but I want people to know. I just want people to. I give an idea. Do you make enough from bodybuilding contracts? Not including like YouTube stuff that you do, or not include coaching, or not including any of that. Let's say just bodybuilding contract. Do you make enough off bodybuilding contract to live comfortably? Bro,
that's why I've been so blessed, you know, with RedCon 1. And I can never forget what RedCon 1 did for me. I can never forget what Aaron Singing Man did for your boy, you know. Like, I'm able to live this life, bro. I ain't got to worry about shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I ain't got to worry about coaching somebody or that there. I'm just here to do bodybuilding 24/7. I'm able to take care of my parents back at home.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So that's it's like, bro, I'm always, bro, that's why I'm always so happy and grateful for the opportunity, you know, and you know, so I mean, you know, I'm grateful for it, man, you know, and it's not given, it was earned, you know. I worked my ass up for this shit.
Yeah.
You know?
So I want to ask you, I've seen a lot of comparisons. I'll let you go because we've been over an hour now, but I've seen a lot of comparisons with you, Raphael, and Samson. How do you think you compare with those guys? Because you guys, all three of you, kind of have similar shapes and structures.
You know, when I talk about the boogeyman, that's why people don't know who the boogeyman is. You know, if you go look the boogeyman up, 2017, what I did, I killed every bodybuilders in Europe. That's not me. I'm not blowing smoke up my own head. That's what I did.
Yeah.
I got 6 pro cards, 6 shows, 6 overalls, unstoppable. All those guys you mentioned, I beat all of them before, you know? Go to the Arnold Classic.
But they're a little different.
Arnold Classic Europe.
Yeah.
That's why I have so much confidence and belief in myself.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Samson, one hell of a bodybuilder, man. I love that guy.
Yeah.
Rafael Brando, salute to the Brazilians.
Yeah.
He's one hell of a bodybuilder, man, and he represents bodybuilding community well in Brazil. I saw his performance in Brazil. I fucking respect that, man. He gave the fans their money's worth, and that's what bodybuilding is all about. So Rafael, all the Brazilian fans, you guys are the best, you know? And that's why the Olympia is going to be so interesting, man. You got a guy like Rafael, beautiful symmetry, small waist, hidden vacuum. You got a guy like Samson, amazing, just beautiful physique, small waist, hidden vacuum, you know? And look at Charles, man. You see how his physique just transformed, you know? And we got to give credit to all the classic guys, you know? C-Bomb, Rove Diesel, Dino, Muscle Beer, whatever that guy's name in Germany. They're
You're thinking about
and Breon, their king, Breon, bro.
Yeah.
Such a positive influence on the men's open. But a couple of years ago, everybody's working with Bubba Gut. Now look at the men's open now. It's beautiful. Yeah. You know, and it's gonna be even more beautiful with the boogeyman in that lineup.
Yeah, I want to see. So, I'm interested to see you next to Nick again, though.
Oh hell yeah, man! This is gonna be a hell of, you know.
We can start hyping it up now. We'll start hyping it up now.
Yeah, but Nick knows though, you know. Nick knows, you know.
Nick knows what?
Me, I'm a best. He knows me, I'm a best. You know? Me, I'm a best. Me, the boogeyman at his best, the mutant at his best. Oh,
you can't help yourself, man. You can't just
You know, I love Nick. You know, I love the guy. You know,
I know. He has an affinity for you too, man. I like that you guys. It's nice that you guys had a rivalry.
But I'm gonna apologize. I'm gonna apologize to him now in Hurley. I think Nick, this Olympia check might be going down one place.
Blessing. I don't know, man. I gotta tell you, Nick is here. Look, I want to show you this just before we go.
I know Nick is a freak.
Today he posted these. Today he posted these progress.
All the fucking muscle he can get to stand next to the boogeyman.
Look at this. I gotta show you.
I don't need to be that big.
Okay, here, look. That's today.
Oh, man, what a freak. Look at that front double bicep.
Isn't that fucking crazy?
His waist is so small. God damn, boy.
No, man. I'm telling you better watch out.
It looks amazing. You know what? Just because a guy like Nick Walker, you know, myself, you know, you guys know we're bringing that energy. We're bringing that entertainment. We're going to be talking trash all day long on that stage. And please, the fans, you guys got to understand this, bro. Everything we're doing, all the extra stuff, we're doing it for the fans, bro. Bro, you know, people have to pay to watch bodybuilding show. Bro, do you know how many people that pay to watch Indy Pro live, bro? I was so shocked to see people singing in front of their TV, laptop, to watch Indy Pro live. Yeah,
man, it's interesting.
And they all saying, damn, it was so entertaining. It was so energetic. Yeah. Hey, they love the back and forth with myself. And there's no feelings to this. This is competition. Yeah, you know, we're trying to get to each. I mean, this was done with Arnold, you know. Like you can't call Arnold a bad guy. Arnold's an entertainer. Yeah. You know, it's all about making our sport as entertaining as possible. And guess what? This Olympia, right? Mm-hmm. Gonna be the best Olympia ever.
Could be.
It will be.
You think so?
Yes, sir.
I know there's gonna be a lot of fucking hype. I know you're gonna drive a lot of hype, but it's gonna be fucking fun.
Not just me. I'm gonna get everybody into this shit. I'm gonna make them talk. You know, I heard Uncle Labrada is quiet.
Yeah, not for long, right?
I'm gonna make Uncle Labrada talk shit.
Blessing. Listen, man, I always like having you on. We always have good conversation.
Bro, you're awesome, man. I have to give you credit for all you do for bodybuilding, all you do for all the athletes that you sign on. You know, thank you. Please keep doing what you're doing, man. You're making bodybuilding cool, man. You know, you are well represented. You're well dressed. You look great. And then you're a great businessman. And I watched you commentating at is it Arnold?
The Arnold, yeah. The Arnold.
Arnold.
Yeah.
Hell of a professional job, man. You're awesome. I hope they let you do the Olympia for real, for real. You're one of the best, bro.
Thank you very much, man. I really appreciate that. Listen, I hope you'll come back on again near Olympia time or as we get closer.
Whenever you want me on, bro, you're the best. I can't say no to you, man.
Okay.
Even sometimes I don't agree with what you're talking about on your podcast. It's all good.
All right. Well, listen, I appreciate the time, man. And we'll do this again really soon.
Awesome. Thank you, bro.
Okay. Thanks, man.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Hey, guys, thanks for watching. Please subscribe, share with your friends, and like the video. And if you get a chance, check out the description for all the different links to all the different places you can find Hostile and myself. And lastly, check out hostile.com for our new line of supplements and all of our apparel and gear. Thanks again for watching.